All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our September transmission. I'm very happy to be here with you. Yes, here we are, finally, September. I'm very, yeah. So, as always, whenever in time you are watching this, it's always now, now, now. So you are here with me right now, not in the time you're watching this, but in now as I am doing this. Everyone that has ever and will ever watch this is already connected with this recording, with this video right now. So it's happening now all over the universe for all the humans and non-humans that are watching. So welcome everyone. I'm very delighted to connect with you and to co-create this moment. So September, right? It's well, this year, it was said that we were accelerating again, right? That time will pass even faster in 2021, and well, it is. We have again accelerated the way we perceive time and create time. So it's flown. It's September. And well, good. Here we are in this still, right, pandemic and COVID and all the rest, so much confusion, everything is accelerating, everything is changing, and there is panic everywhere between, yes, the pandemic and then climate change, and and so many beings are just lost into their scary situation, right? Those that are crying or shouting against any restriction in consequence of the pandemic, and those that are shouting against those that are against the vaccine and against the mask, right? And then those that are saying that it's over. Climate change is gonna be it's gonna kill everyone because it's too late. Well, they were saying this 10 years ago already. It's too late, but okay. Yeah, it's an interesting topic, right? To see all the things that human beings are saying about, right? It's too late, and then 100 years after, humanity is still there, right? Well, that's for everything like that has ever happened, right? Humanity is still going. All right, there's someone. Hello, yes, there's one. Here we are. Well, this is interesting, right? We were saying to Max, wow, you notice us. Improvement or change. whatever you want to put it. Yes, here we are. Very nice, very nice. So, yes. What do you want to know? Oh, so many things that you want to know, right? What don't you want to know? Or what will you ask if you had the opportunity to ask? What is the thing that you are very passionate about and that you want to know everything about? Well, we're not here for that. You have already the answer. You already know. You have only to allow the knowledge to be expressed. And then if you are really listening, you will have it, or it will manifest into your reality, because you have already all the information. All the information are in you, because this connection, your connections, every connections, they are already existing. They are already happening right now. So you have already access to all of you right now. So you see, when you ask questions, you already have the answer, because you are answering it. Yeah, sometimes, like in this case, it will be us answering your question if you were here asking the question. Absolutely. However, we are not giving you an answer that is just an answer to your question. We are giving you the answer that you are answering for yourself, because it's always about you. It's always yourself. There is always one you. And therefore, whenever we give an answer to your questions, us or any other channeler, right, channel being that comes in and is answering questions, it's you answering it. You are giving yourself the answer through other beings, or what appears to be other beings, or what are other beings. But you are always in the co-creation, because this is a co-creation. And we are in this moment connected with you and all of you. And whatever question you may have, we receive from you. I am, you, the God, creator, the answer that you need to hear, or you need as an answer for you. So that this relationship is a real relationship. We are really connected, and we are really connected with you right now, whenever in time, because it's now. And you see, this guy, Max, that when he says whenever in time you watch this, he's not saying it because it's funny, or because just to say something. No, he says that because it's true. You are right now already connected. And the already is just to give you humans the idea of the fact that for you in time, this video may already have been recorded, and you're watching on YouTube or on Patreon as later for you, the human, but it's not later, right? The concept time doesn't exist is a real concept. You perceive it being in time, but it's not in time. Let us tell you what is really happening in time right now, in this moment. It is September the 13th, 2057. So it's 8:57 p.m. It's a Monday. Thank you. It's a Monday, right? When in time are you watching this? Forget it. We don't give up about when you are doing it. It's now, because it's not September 13, 2021, 2058. It's just when we, as a human experience, through this human, we watch the watch and we have the answer. What time is it in time? That's the time. But that is not real. It's only what? A creation. What this human is creating as a time. You have your time, but what is really happening in time is that you're watching right now. Right now, as this is recorded, you are watching this. There is no time. It means that you are watching this right now. For this human, it means that he doesn't know you are watching now, because in time you're not watching now. You're watching not in this time, you're watching at your time. But as time is not real and it's something that is created, it means that you are watching now. What does it mean also? It means that you are watching this right now. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know it. Because he's in time. And as he is in time, he doesn't allow himself to access to the you that is watching right now. But he knows that you are watching now. So he can feel your presence as you are co-creating this moment. All of these moments, because there isn't just one version of this connection of this video. There are many versions of this video that are recording. Why? Because you are right now watching to your version of this video. We are right now connecting with you. That is the thing. We are right now connected with you, creating this video, co-creating this video with you. You are creating your version with us of this video. What you are watching right now is your version of this video. Yes, it's us. It's us and Matt doing this, talking this, expressing this, and you are receiving your version because you are creating your version, meaning your interpretation of this video, meaning that you are receiving what you want to receive. So we were saying that we are already connected with you, the creator, the God, which means that we are already co-creating this with you right now. Not then, not before, not after, right now. Your version, because what you are seeing of this is what you are seeing of this. What you are receiving from this is what you are receiving from this, because this is done for you. Every and each one of the beings that are receiving this video, they are receiving their version, because they are receiving what they have co-created, and what they have co-created correspond to what they are receiving. Only for you, because there is only you here and now. It's you. And as it's you, yes, it's you, the one, because you are the one right now. So, very difficult concept for humans, we can see, because you have no idea. How can this be? Well, you don't need to know exactly how it works with no time, because you are formatted in time. So keep time. This is not to tell you let go of time. This experience is a time experience. So keep time. You're not doing it wrong. by being creator of time. It's the way this reality has been built. You play the game of this human reality, and you play that game by creating time. And time and time and time again, so that you need to be disconnected from the awareness of everything that is happening right now. You cannot conceive it, you cannot touch it, you cannot be it, because it's not human so far to be connected with no time. In a permanent basis, you have moments where you are out of time. Yeah, absolutely. It happens to every human to have those moments out of time where you can see yourself even out of time. They may be very quick moments where you really have this little moment of no time at all, and then you are human, and you cannot sustain and no time, and so you will jump back into time, because you are programmed that way, right? Not programmed as in a computer. No. It's not a programming of computers that you are. It's programmed as of a human, the way human is prepared, the way human is conceived, the way human is perceiving itself. Time. And all of this comes from your being not aware of you, the creator, when you are human. But the you, the creator, is really you, and that awareness is not away from you. You already know everything. You already are everything. You have it in you, because you are source. You are your creator. Connected. You are all there is. You simply have to accept this. You don't need to do anything with this. You do not have to try to awaken and see yourself as fully the creator. Because if you try, you will fail. And because you don't need to. It's built in. It's what you are. So what you are doesn't need to be forced. That doesn't mean, that doesn't need to be brought in or forced to shine right now. You are it. Always, right now and forever, and you have always been, all through your lifetime, you have been the creator, your God. Therefore, you do not need to do anything about that, right? You do not need to force any event, to force any expression, anything about you. All is there, and all is revealed when it's the right moment, in the right moment, when you are ready. Because the human is ready in time. Because the human is validating time. Therefore, the human needs time to have the experience. The experience is happening in the right moment. The human will interpret it as time. So time is created by interpretation. You interpret coordinates that are given to you, and those coordinates correspond to a day, a year, a month, a hour, minutes, second, right? That's the moment. And that's where you jump into it to have your experience, your human experience. It's what we've done. This guy was about to go and have a channel. So we jumped in. This is the moment. Let us jump in. And as we jump in, well, he sees us. Oh, there you are. Do you? Yes. And well, It didn't go real like that. We just poof and tuck, right? There we are. This is the moment. Because this was already a potential. So how the potential is realized. But it was not a obligation. Many moments he didn't see us and didn't channel us. Potential was there because it's happening right now. But it could have happened in any other now because the we're here, it's always there in the now. In every now, the potential exists. It's a choice. So the choice was made, the offering was done, and the choice was taken, decided, and confirmed, and here we are, expressing ourselves through this channel and giving our point of view, which becomes the point of view of this persona, this human experience. We are having a human experience, which is we are right now expressing through a human being and seeing time, having the impression that time is passing, but it's not our impression, it's the impression of the human, because we are co-creating with a human. And this goes both ways. As we are connecting with this human is connecting with us. So there is an exchange, and this exchange is happening right now. So that this end is only one end of this conversation, of this exchange. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Okay, all right. How does dreams translate into your reality? Very interesting question. Thank you. So, human beings have dreams. What are dreams? Dreams are realities that you are perceiving. You are a multidimensional being that has infinite experiences in infinite expression of the self. The self is what? It's the creator. So the creator self, he's a multidimensional being that has infinite expressions of the self, having more infinite experiences that are multidimensional, meaning that they are happening in different state of vibration. And the human being is part of all of this, and and it is also all of this, because there is no separation in any moment from any of these beings and from the creator that you are. So when you go into your dream state, what you believe, I go to sleep and I sleep and I am taking some rest. You're simply taking from rest from what? From your stupidity, from your being a human being, the created being, the fractal. You are taking a rest from that. because in reality you are not resting and you are not stopping being a creator. So you are keep creating. You are creator, right? It's what you are. So in your dream state, you allow yourself the freedom to have the perception of anything that is happening through the vastity of your being. So you are able to go and travel through all of those creations that you are creating as a create being. So you go through dimensions, you go through incarnations, you go having so many things. Now, what you perceive as being a dream is the experience that you are experiencing in those moments, because you are not really, you are not traveling because you are going nowhere. It's simply that you are perceiving those. You are allowing you, the human, the human body, the human expression of this, to bring with you a memory of those moments, that and then in order to allow your human body, your human expression to have a way to relate to this, well, the human is, you are going to interpret those experiences into what you call dreams. You may be visiting other versions of you. You may be visiting other dimensions, or you may go and have exchanges with your protege, with your friends, with your spiritual family, or other human beings that are experiencing human. No? And having human experiences, and in their things you are exchanging, you are giving information, you are receiving information, but all of this is interpreted by you in one way or another through your belief system, so that you are able to have this memory of these experiences in a way that you can accept as a human being. It's all that it is. Now, your interpretation of this, let's say, excursion of these interactions that you have during your night, your state of dream, it's that you are bringing them in a way that is giving you information. So you can have a glimpse of a past, or you can have a glimpse of a future, or you can have an interpretation of what is happening with you, because there is a communication that is happening in that state, and you are seeing how do you call that, signs in the way you give yourself the information. It's not a straightforward information, because you as a human being, you are not straightforward with yourself. So you need to give yourself a space that's something that you can relate to, but and in the end of the day, that is even not important for you, because it doesn't change anything to what is happening to you. It may be a premonition. That's what you call a premonition, because there is something in the dream that is going in some way to happen. But it's not that you are giving yourself the premonition, because that is happening already, right? It is in the now, and that is a now that is potentially happening, and you have the choice to make that happen to you. And sometimes it happens that is exactly what happens to you, but it's not because you dreamt of it, but it's because you have the potential of having that moment. Other times you have nothing of that, but you are interpreting it as a potential. Then the human being is going in all directions, trying to explain it, trying to find out what does that mean. Can I change it? Can I relate to it? Is it something that can bring me something? Do I have to know more about it? Let me just, it's interpretation. You are interpreting yourself. You're using all of that to give you information. sometimes, and give you a glimpse of something sometimes. It depends on what is relevant for you in the moment, but there is nothing definite, and there is no one way of answering what a dream is, because it is so many things, because you are infinite, and therefore you are expressing your infinite being in your dream state. All is coming in that way. So your dreams are that expression. You are giving yourself that experience. It's an experience. It's a reality. It's nothing else than that. Then again, your interpretation of it, what you see as symbols and everything, it's you giving yourself that experience, because you cannot see exactly what is there, because what is there, it's too much. You could not handle the reality, the full reality of what you are seeing, because sometimes you are even not in a physical reality. How can you interpret a non-physical reality when you do not know anything else than physical? So you have to put physicality where there is no physicality. So you need the interpretation. So in the interpretation, you can only put what you know. So you are giving yourself that experience, even though it may be far, far, far away from what is really happening in that moment in your dream. You have that interpretation. That's where it can happen that you are seeing what you interpret as being your premonition. Reality is not that. You are having a completely different experience, but you give yourself that information, because you cannot give yourself the all full scale information. You're not ready for that. Even just seeing yourself, you're not ready for that, because maybe you have no body. Maybe you are so different from what you are as a human being that it's too much. Or maybe you are not ready to see other skin colors than white, black. Different shade of white, different shade of black. Oh, yeah, yellow. It's not yellow. What did you interpret it? Red. Oh, you have such ways of interpretation, but the different ways of skin, which is a belief system anyway. But right, all of those things. Are you ready to see yourself blue or green or mermaid or unicorn or dragon or with wings, swimming in oceans because you are so fast, because you are a dolphin, or because you are one of those incredible beings that are living in water, or those beings that are living in the air or in the fire. Yes, serpent-like skin. You don't like serpents, right? There are so many beings that are having that kind of skin, that are, you call them the cones or naga, so many names that you give them, but you are so scared of them because, well, yes, because it's very different from human, and they have a different way of expressing their emotions and their emotion, and that, well, there is misinterpretation, and so you think that they are bad, but they aren't. They are expressing themselves in a different way from you. And you have in your infinite way of expressing yourself, you have that too. So sometimes you have a snake-like skin and you are one of those beings right now, interacting with them. And so when you are doing that, you cannot see yourself doing that because for you it's simply not a option to see yourself in that way. However, it happens, and however, you are having, right, that experience. But when that happens and that you are interacting with that aspect of yourself, you need to change it into something that you can relate to. Or sometimes you don't. This guy didn't all the time. Sometimes he was having dreams with snakes and he was interpreting them as bad omen. He was not having bad omens and he was having experiences exchanging with snake-like beings. But he was not able to perceive it in that way because he could not bear back then this kind of information. So he was seeing, well, snakes that maybe were around him, many, or he was just like, right, bent to them. And he was scared to that and was thinking, oh, this is a bad omen. In reality, he was just there having an experience as one of those beings or experiencing exchanges as him with those beings. The creator or a expression of him exchanging with those beings. So many, they are. And he's having a lot of those. And now he is able to see those experiences in a different way, without scare. He's not scared anymore, so he's able to see those beings. Or to see the snake in his dreams, but not in fear, so that the experience doesn't come to him as a bad omen. He knows there are no bad omens. There is only the interpretation of the dream. He was having dreams where there were beings entering his apartment, his house, his room, uninvited. And he was scared to death. He was scared. He didn't know what is this? They're invading. They're going to do something to me. Human, absolutely human experience of seeing that way, of thinking someone enters my house, they have bad intentions. Because I lock myself in my house in order to have no one coming in. Like if that was preventing anything. Until he understood that when someone does that, when he has that experience of dreaming of that, is not someone having bad intentions. He's someone that is coming to exchange with him. It's an experience. Beings that are coming to visit. So now he's welcoming. Now he's allowing it. Now he doesn't have fears related to that dream. He knows that no one is there to get at him, to get him. Woo! So that's the interpretation of the dream. So you interpret the dreams that you have because you need to give a cloth, to depict it, to give it something so that you can relate to that as a human being. That's what dreams are. Many things, but not fantasy and not something that is not happening. Dreams are happening. That's why they are the concept of dream, it's not what is happening to you. You are having experiences. You are a creator being. You cannot stop being a creator being. You are in every and all moments a creator being, multidimensional, expressing yourself in an infinite way. That is exactly what a human being is, a creator. Or even if you don't know. But then you have some of you are now aware of it, and they are aware of the expression of the creator. You are perceiving it and you are understanding it, so that when the creator is creating, and meaning the creator is doing what the creator does, meaning interpreting and giving experience, having experiences, you perceive those experiences. You perceive the changes, you perceive odd beings, you perceive yourself in a different way. Things do change. And they change heavily. Yes. Family. Let's talk about family now. The experience of family. You have your concept of family, right? Mother, father, they have children. They are the child of some parents as well, and they may have other children. And they may have brothers and sisters that can have other children. So cousins, etc., etc. So you have family. And that's your concept of a family. It's a very clear and blood DNA related thing. Which in reality is only what? It's a relationship of dependency. You depend of DNA and blood in order to define what a family is. So that becomes a belief system, but also a limited belief system of what a family is. So that you relate only to those persons as being part of your family, to define those people that have the closest relationship with you, forgetting that there are other beings that can have the same function with you, independently of any blood of DNA relationship, because the blood DNA relationship is only what? A belief system, because you have no time, means that you are creating yourself in this moment, and right in this moment you exist, meaning that there is no time means that there is no past. There is no past means that you have no other version of you than this one. The rest is memory, and the memory is created in the moment, and that means that it's a relationship that you have with other versions of yourself that in this moment are having the experience, because they did not have the experience back then, because there is no back then, there is only now. So the experience that you are having in all of those moments that you are relating to as time past, they are happening now, means that it is really now. So what you are remembering is not a memory, it is a now of now. So your birth is happening now. But it's not you birthing, because you're not there. You are here and now. And if you are here and now, you are listening to us. So you are not being birthed from anything. You are here and now listening to us, having this co-creation. So you are not there where your mother is giving birth to a child. So that's not you, but it's you. It's you, but it's not you. Why? Because you exist right here, right now, means that this version of you is here now. You are creating yourself here now. So, as you were creating yourself here and now in that moment that is concerned as or perceived by you as past. So when you are relating to family, you cannot relate to blood, you cannot relate to DNA, you cannot relate to anything because you are not related in the way you perceive it as being related by blood and DNA. Because you create yourself, not them. They are not creating you. They are creating the story of we had a child. And then, oh, there is a place in human where that couple, that those two parents are having a child. Who wants to be the child? Oh, and you said, I will. Well, it doesn't go real like that. We know, but it gives you an idea. So you start at any moment creating yourself as that child. So co-creating with those parents that to whom you said, oh, you are having a child. I will be your child. Do you agree? Yes, we agree. Oh, papi, mommy, yay! That's not a relationship of anything. That is co-creation. So that you have a dependency, so that you have an identity as a human being. Those are your parents because they choose you, you choose them. It's a mutual consent of experiencing each other. It doesn't happen that way. No one is talking in at that level of decision. Right? It happens as in a co-creation, as it happens in the non-physical. So that then it's translated in the physical as two parents having a child and then raising the child. And it happens that you were that child. But they did not create you because you are creating yourself. Ta-da! Because the being pregnant is the experience of the woman. So she creates herself pregnant. Did she have a baby in her belly? Of course, she's having a co-experience, so a co-creation. So she has a baby growing in her belly. Is she? That's her interpretation. Does she see the baby? No, but she's growing a baby inside of her. When did you start having the experience of being their child? Between conception and some months after the birth, it's the lap of time that a being deciding to incarnate takes to enter into that incarnation, meaning to incarnate themselves as that being that they have decided to be as a human. So you, anyone that decides to incarnate, they can start incarnating themselves as the baby in the belly already or after, when the baby is already had already the birth. So you see, that's why we call a relationship of dependency, is because there is no blood or genetic into it. It's a relationship of creators. We creators decided to have this experience, co-experience of parents and child. We're the parents, you're the child. Great. But you are creating your experience, they are creating their experience. You think that your parents are seeing you the same way you're seeing yourself when you watch yourself in a mirror. No. Do you think that your parents, from their perspective, are seeing you having the same experience that you are having as you in your reality? No. So, you see, family is a experience of dependency. Each one of you in a family, in a human family, are there to have an experience with each other. So co-creating experiences of parents and children. Whatever experience you decide to have, you are creating it. And so you are having the role that you are playing for yourself, and they are doing the self for yourself, and you're doing the same for them. You think that you're experiencing the same as the expression of your parents? Probably they will have an experience of you that is much more perfect child than you are perceiving yourself to be, because that's what they want, a perfect child, where you are having a experience of having terrible parents, because that's what you expect to have as a child, terrible parents. Which one do you prefer? You don't have to prefer any of those. You are having exactly the experience that you choose for yourself, and that's the interpretation you are having of your parents. And that experience is your experience, therefore it's the valid one for you from your perspective, because if that was not the case, you wouldn't have that experience. You will have another different experience. The experience that you have with your parents is the perfect experience that you wanted to have. Even if that experience is painful, it's exactly the experience you choose to have. Is that an excuse to say, oh, they didn't do bad? No, it's not an excuse, because when someone is making you wrong, well, that's what they're doing for you, they're human, and you have to validate that as that. A terrible experience. A difficult experience, a wonderful experience, a loving experience, a great experience, experience. I don't want to see them any longer, any more. Goodbye experience. Or I miss you every moment experience. Whatever experience you choose to have, you will have that. And probably all of them, but as of you will have one of those, and then maybe you will change it later on, because, well, memory changes as you go along. So your experience with your family is exactly that, a human experience that is giving you experiences. So whatever is happening is human experience. Are they bad? Are they good? Neither. They are co-creators in your experience of a family, and your belief system and your the way you express is your way you interpret it. It's exactly what you have, and then you will have that experience evolve in something new or something old or something or something great. It depends on you, but you don't have to manage it. It's simply the way it is, because you are using it for yourself, for your experience. And then, well, everyone has what they wanted, what they want, because it's exactly what it is. It's a perfect experience, even though you may not see it that way as a human. The family is exactly all that, a mess or whatever, and your experience is whatever you make of it, your interpretation. And the family is part of that. But sometimes you have experiences where you don't have a family and you create for yourself a family that is not linked by what you call blood DNA. And that is as much your family as the other one, because there is no rule and there is nowhere where it is written that you can only have a family that is defined in any way. There is no definition of any kind anywhere. So what you consider to be your family is your family. Blood and DNA, forget those, because they are irrelevant. It's only the human experience and the human belief system that make blood and DNA anything. In reality, they are nothing. They even don't exist the way you perceive them. It's only a human way of seeing them and to play with them in the human experience. But outside of that, the DNA is something that you have not even started comprehending. It's a huge and very vast tool that you have, technology that you have, that we all have, where everything is recorded, is a part of us, is a part of the multidimensional being that we are. And there is all the information in just one DNA. Not biological. There is no biology, but in the interpretation of the human. So that family is exactly that, a human experience. Your spiritual family is very likely part of your human family. Generally, that's how you prepare this incarnation, is by having your experiences with your spiritual family. Why? Because that spiritual family is what is closer to you, so that when you have to exchange in creating your experience, well, you turn yourself to those that are the closest to you, your spiritual family, which is still you, another multidimensional version of you, us, me, because we are all connected. So that expression is very easily had, and so that connection is very, very great and easy to have. So whatever happens, you have all of that with you, and your spiritual family is always interacting with you, co-creating with you, having all these experiences. And you see there are many versions of you, but also you are creating many of you right now. So the one higher of global expression, one gestalt has multiple, many creations right now in what you perceive as being your reality. There is not just you belonging to that gestalt, there are many created by that gestalt, and you are also creating in your reality beings that are interacting with you. It's you creating them for the experience in this moment. It's you creating, because you are a creator. Yes, the change. So how does your relationship, or your the people that you are co-creating with, family and non-family, how can they change? Not as in a relationship of change that you hope people to change. No, in a changing, in a relationship of just they change. Change is the only constant, right? So yes, there is change. How do you have a change version of your co-creators coming into your reality and co-create with you, and that you are, oh, didn't know this woman, didn't know this man. Oh, they've changed. How come? They change because you change, but also you change because you allow them to change. In other words, they change because you've changed and you allow a different version of them to present themselves in your reality. Meaning that when you stop creating your reality based on your memory, people that are interacting with you are able to present a different version of them to you, meaning you are attracting a different version of them, a version that you may not be acquainted with because you had the habit of having a different version of them. Now you are allowing the change, you are accepting the change, and you are not basing yourself with on your past, what you perceive as being your past, so that in that moment you're opening the opportunity, the potential of having a other version, an encounter with another version of them. So they come in and they are completely different. They talk about different topics. They are laughing, which they never did. They are kind, which they were not. And they are telling you things that you never knew, never heard. They never talk about that. And they are simply not the same. Why? Because you allow the change. How do you allow the change? By not wanting it, by not relating to it, by not expecting it, but in opening up for the change, by not keeping yourself in the memory. The memory past construct is what you possess. It's what you relate to when it comes to everything. You remember your mother, your father, your friend, your brother and sisters, your teachers, your uncle, your your cousins, etc., etc. You remember them in a certain way. And as long as you relate to them in that certain way, you will have that version of them interacting with you. So when you allow the change, you allow the change when you stop thinking of them in that way. You allow the change when you accept that they are multidimensional beings having experiences like you. You allow the change when you are not holding your relationship of dependency with a version of them, the version that made you a victim. As long as you relate to that version of them, you will have that version that made you a victim, that keeps victimizing yourself, but it's simply you holding to that. When you choose not to have that, when you choose to let go of that, you allow a different version of those people coming in and having a new, completely new experience with those beings. You have to accept that they are multidimensional, they are multi faces of them, multi versions and emotions and etc. etc. of them. and accept it. Your pain, it's not their pain, but as long as you relate to your pain in order to encounter them, well, they will relate to that and they will be like that, but only because you are holding that. So that when you allow the change, well, you will have different version of people. It's you. It's absolutely you. It's not them. It's you. It's you allowing the change. It's not them changing themselves. It's you attracting a different version of them by allowing it. So it's you. And you can relate to it, you can think about it, but you will not go anywhere. You just have to let go. Let go of that. Let go. Accept, 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 accept. Whatever they've done, accept it. Accept it, accept it. Once you accept it, you will stop judging. Once you accept, you will stop relating to it. Once you stop relating to it, you will allow the change. For 25 years, this guy related to his sister as a perpetrator and someone that tried to um, make his life hell. For 25 years, it did not allow her to be in his life as anything. No relationship. She was seeing her sometimes at his father's, but never really exchanging, keeping distances, blocking her, not giving her access to anything. Until he decided to let go and to see what happened. Until he decided that she did not victimize him, that she did nothing to him. And to allow the change, to allow a different version and a different version of her to be presented in his reality. And that happened. Not because he wanted to have a different version of her, but because he allowed change to happen. By changing the relationship, he allowed the change. People remain the same when you assign them the role they have to play. You choose. It's a choice. Choose differently, and you will have a different react. Yes, and with this, we are going to say goodbye, and we enjoyed exchanging with you. Thank you for joining in, and we will see you in the next moment. Goodbye. Okay, so here we are. That was amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you to you for coming in and co-creating with us this moment. Very intense, very interesting. Oh, All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, so again, thank you for joining in and watching this. Whenever in time it's now, it's always now, and will be in a eternal now, which is exactly now. So thank you for being here, human and non-be human. And we will see you again very soon in the next now. I love you. Bye bye.